If you are a technical trainer like me, then you know that you are a man of many trades, and whatever you build needs to be multi-purposed. So you would save time for actual training development and not just being a one gig man that created a training and then just married to it for eternity. So here I'll show a specific process of transforming an instructor-led training to a self-paced training, meaning that after I created a training, I want students to be able to take the training without me participating there as an instructor. And it's a very important process for transitioning between those two specifically, because there are some changes and differences, and they do influence each other. So first of all, let's recap what instructor-led means. It has an instructor, of course. It has multiple students at the same time, frontal. Now, motivation for exercise completion is external, meaning that you as an instructor, you're watching over the shoulder, people are engaged, they have this personal interaction, and then it all goes well. And it's adjustable. It means that if someone might finds a mistake or anything in the flow itself, you can adjust it to fit the classroom needs. And this is very, very important because your support during this classroom also designs the outlook or designs the flow of the self-paced training, because it doesn't have an instructor. People are just sent to click their buttons and print materials and read instructions and perform them without having anyone to talk to. And their motivation is internal, meaning that it's very fragile. They need to complete this training, they need to go back to their normal work, and there's no one that goes and tells them, well, what about this, what about that, please start completing the content. And it needs to be very, very rigid. There are no possible changes that you can make in the middle of training, because you cannot just reach to your self-paced trainers in the middle of the week and say, well, I found some mistakes and now you need to do everything from a different angle or redo some stuff. It's just not possible. And of course, there is some support, but it's limited. If someone has a problem in instructor-led training, be it online or offline, online or frontal, you just jump to their machine, you correct the mistakes. But in a self-paced training, they would be reaching out to you through email. It's much slower. The responses are limited by your time zone. So definitely the support needs to be minimal. And it means that during the instructor-led training, you do as much as possible to develop the self-paced curriculum, meaning that you stabilize the exercises, you find mistakes and document them, you change the flows, you ask your students to comment on anything that they find, so the students that are doing self-paced would not experience the same thing without proper support or motivation. Motivation is important because it gets lost when things don't work. Now, the transformation process, it's pretty straightforward, maybe, well, if you're not doing it for the first time. So you create a welcome wagon. It means that you need to start interacting with the students before they reach out, they get to the training itself. You need to prime them, to tell them what's going to happen. And you need to create an introduction on your documentation that would set the perimeters, set the rules in a way that fits the self-paced training, okay? Now, you need to create a rigid sequence, and this is what we're going to do here. This is hands-on presentation today. It's not just talk, all right? And in the exercises, of course, you need to sequence them properly. You need to intertwine the theory so it would fit the exercises perfectly. And you need to establish support process and certification criteria. And we will do just that. So here's my documentation site. It's not important what it's all about, but I'm going to open the bootcamp or the instructor-led training. And I'm going to do it in two tabs. One of them is just for editing, and another one is for creating the new curriculum. So I'm going to edit the post. Right now, it is designed in the instructor-led training. So I'm going to create a copy. I don't want to change the instructor-led because I might have to teach it once more to live audience. And I'm going to say self-paced master page. Okay, actually it's going to be self-paced training, master page, and I'm going to publish it, basically saving it. Now the URL will change here in the site. There would be a dedicated video to how to maintain your documentation in WordPress in general. But now I'm going to the editing stage. And here I will be changing some stuff. So I'm going to say, welcome to the self-paced training. Please make sure all the web setup steps before starting the exercises. Now, I like to be very, very precise and short in my descriptions, unlike my YouTube videos, right? Before starting the exercises, so we're gonna bold that, and I'm going to say, watch this video, this 5-minute introduction video. It is mandatory. No, it will change your life. Okay, change your life. No, we're not going to do that. Please watch this 5-minute introduction video to make the training convenient and logical. Okay, and from experience, you find all kinds of mistakes with your students, and I know that making text red and maybe making it a little bit bigger. What's going on with the marker with my mouse? Okay, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, like this. Yes, and I'm going to put a video placeholder. I'm actually going to record the introduction maybe one day before the training begins, because there might be some changes that I'm going to incorporate here, or from other perspective, some of the details would be ready only before the training begins. Okay, I'm gonna save the changes. And so far we have the welcome, we have the before exercises, lab setup one. So first of all, we will be teaching people how to connect to their environment, and then we'll perform the introduction to the environment and lab setup. So I'm going to change the lab setup and maybe change the text here into I'm going to set up your lab and get familiar with the environment. Now, another step would be powering on the machines that people are going to own. This is technical training after all, right? And what's the problem with this? Set up your lab. And I reiterated twice because I learned so many times that you need to reiterate things. And this is first-time users. First-time users. How to use them remote in G. This is the central piece for the training itself. And then I'm going to tell them, well, connect via SSH to the master machine. Run this command. Oh, command. Oh, come on. What are all those mistakes? Something with selection doesn't work for me. Okay, and we'll return to rules of success or completion criteria a little bit later. And I'm going to update the changes. And now I'm going to intertwine the exercises, presentations, and videos and everything else. And for this, I need to change the structure a little bit. So I'm not going to have a dedicated video section in this site, and also in the lab setup. I'm going to, how come it incorporated some kind of a video in it? I don't know. How does it look like when I'm previewing it? Let's see, it created some kind of a video placeholder, and it actually created a frame for it. I have no idea what it does. Okay, watch this 5-minute exercise, and then after the video, we're going to say URLs IPs, host names, passwords are available in a dedicated tab. Now, you might be asking yourself, hey, Alexei, what are you doing? Why do you tell the people those things? I mean, this is where it is. This is on your screen. What could go wrong? Trust me, this is not my first rodeo. You need to reiterate. So the big problem is many new trainers might think that their students are really incompetent or something, and this is really wrong. What you need to understand that people come from their normal day-to-day works and they jump into completely new realm of training that you created, and they are not familiar with it. And you're going to provide them with hundreds or thousands of steps to follow. They are going to get confused and lost. So the more you help them without being condescending, the better it's going to be for them, the better they're going to learn, and more content they're going to digest. Okay, fantastic. So now let's take a shape. It's going to be really fast. So I'm going to just borrow videos from here, and I know which videos are the best. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to incorporate it here into the training. And actually going to be a presentation. Presentation, PM, product management session. Okay. And like this, and hopefully it will translate it into a video, would it? Sometimes it does. We'll have to see. If it doesn't, then probably I need to do something else. The URL here might be a little bit different. Yes, I need to take the URL and paste it like this. Then it would be probably translated into a video. Sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, exercises. Okay, so it did not translate it into a presentation. I have no idea why. So I'm going to cheat here a little bit, and I'm going to create a exercises and presentations. Okay, and I'm going to say PM presentation introduction into the also material. Okay, and I'm going to paste the video, and now it works. So I'm going to grab a portion of the exercises to be performed right after this thing. So I'm going to do some data collection over here. And I'm going to paste it right after the exercise, like this. And then I'm going to give them another video, and it's going to continue like this for a little while. So then the next presentation is going to be, oh, okay, this is not the correct video URL. This is the correct video URL. So I need to fix it. So let me delete it, and I'm going to paste another video. Okay, that's more logical. Then we go to data consumption. I'm going to take this URL. I'm going to say data consumption theory. And this is not the correct way to paste it, like this. Data consumption theory. Let's see what other videos we have. BVD, we're not doing BVD. Performance dashboard, report troubleshooting. So there are some sessions that are better in one region than another. Okay, that's completely fine. So after the data consumption theory, we are going to grab some of the exercises here, and it's going to be, okay, custom BVD dashboard. Okay, custom BVD dashboard, troubleshooting, troubleshooting, performance dashboard. BVD. Okay, it's going to be this. BVD is just a product. Okay, before we start reporting exercises, another video. Okay, and then we're going to put the exercises over here. So it's going to be okay. So before we're going to start BVD reporting exercises, and then there are exercises themselves, very important. And then it's going to be from logical perspective, okay, bring your own BI. And I think that bring your own BI was best done in this region. Yes. So this is performance dashboard, troubleshooting, bring your own BI. Troubleshooting, performance troubleshooting. Okay, bring your own BI. It's going to be this. And I'm going to paste the video, and I'm going to watch the video actually real fast over here. Okay, and let's see if I see what I need. Yes, I see what I need. Fantastic. So we are almost done. We are almost done. Okay, and now it's going to be those two exercises. Okay, and then we are going to say performance dashboards presentation. Okay, and we are going to copy the performance dashboard presentation actually from another tab over here. So you see, once you get familiar with your content, it becomes really, really fast in terms of how well it works for you, how familiar you are with the content. Okay, and that's this video, and we are going to take the performance. Okay, and then we're going to say AEC theory presentation, and then I'm going to take the same region, and it's going to be AEC, bring on BI, AEC, this video. So not all presentations of this kind, not all trainings of this kind are actually including videos. For me, it's a new one, but it's a very theory-based training. Okay, AC, and we are basically done with CDF upgrade. Okay, so let's see how it looks like. Let's see how it looks like in the exercises. So it did not save it, so I'm going to update it. I'm going to look at it here. Okay, and then it's exercises and presentations actually. So I'm going to move it here. And this one is going to be removed. I'm going to update it. And I'm going to review the result, exercises and presentations. Okay, and then it goes like this. And yeah, so we have all of those nice exercises. And this is basically it. Now, I'm going to see. So as you see, the numbering doesn't continue over here. But this is fine. This is the way we intended it. And one last piece is missing. So I'm going to duplicate, and I'm going to say troubleshooting. Troubleshooting. And I'm going to remove all of that. And I'm going to say watch those videos videos to learn about troubleshooting. And I'm just going to straight copy them, the troubleshooting videos, from the last tab over here. Troubleshooting by R&D. That's going to be 1. That's going to be 2. And that's going to be 3. That's actually not BPD. Okay, sure. And where is the last one? So this one is BVD. OBA not important at the moment. Performance dashboard. Troubleshooting, bring your own BI, international. Okay, we need to go to the one last tab. One video is missing. You see how familiar I am with the content. So this is what makes it possible. Okay, lab, R&D, performance dashboard, troubleshooting, and reports. Bring your own BI, reports, troubleshooting, performance dashboard, R&D troubleshooting, BVD troubleshooting, ED theory, bring your own BI, reporting troubleshooting. Okay, there it is. Okay, so this is it. I need to remove one space here, doesn't make sense. Okay, troubleshooting theory. Okay, so let's quickly recap. We took a training that was designed for student and teacher interaction, like frontal training, and we converted it into a self-paced training curriculum. And to do so, we just reshuffle the exercises. We put the theoretical pieces in between the exercises, so students would be able to see a presentation and take the necessary steps based on this presentation and their exercises. This is like hands-on job, hands-on work. And then they're going to do some data consumption theoretical pieces. And then we'll do the BVD reporting and then everything else. And basically it continues. And on the last day, they're going to take some troubleshooting theory, which is kind of excluded. So what is missing? We need to establish a support process and we need to establish a certification criteria. So we are going to incorporate it right here in the middle of the lab setup. And lab setup, support, certification. All right. And to do so, I need to cheat a little bit. I'm going to copy something from other place. Rules of success, what to do when you need help. Just going to clone it over here, and I'm going to say like this. Rules of success. Perform the exercises sequentially. When you need to see an unexpected result, it goes 2 pages back and 1 page forward. I'm going to say it like this in bold. Okay, and then I'm going to say what to do when you need help. And I'm not going to bold it because people usually, when they are looking for help, this is where they'll find it for sure. And then we're going to say certification criteria. Please send screenshots in one email to, and I'm going to say my name here. Let's say email. I'm going to put it later. At the end of the week. And then I'm going to specify what screenshots they need. I'm going to say a list of screenshots. But basically, the logic is this. If there are multiple exercises like here, for example. Now let's look at this example. There are multiple exercises, and I don't want to overburden my students with a lot of steps to follow and screenshots to take, and then get confused and then wonder if they did it the right way. So I determined some junction points where dependencies are met, right? So for example, you cannot collect this data from all of those from the agent or seat in general, the data that was collected by the students, if you did not perform some upgrades and you did not fix some bugs in the environment. So I'm not going to ask them to put a screenshot for every single one of those items. I'm going to say, just show me one screenshot, for example, in the data collection for site scope or for agent. That would be screenshot number one. And then for topology sync, which is completely separate from everything exercise, I'm going to ask them to send me the synced topology screenshots. And I'm going to specify 6 screenshots that the students can show me. And based on those 6 screenshots, I'm going to say, please send screenshots to one. So I'm going to say you need to send 4 out of 6 possible screenshots. And I'm going to specify which ones, but I'm going to send at least to get certified. And then I'm going to say certificates will be issued within 2 weeks after the course completion. Why? Why do I say it? Because because people ask this all the time. Where's my certificate? And the management is asking the students, well, you spent this week on training, self-training. Where's the result? Okay, which is completely normal. This is expected, and just want to give them this answer before they reach out to me. Basically, for self-paced, you want to minimize the interaction as much as possible. Otherwise, it's not self-paced, and the students get lost really fast. All right. So we created all of this introduction, welcome wagon. It's going to be based on emails. So you need to prepare some kind of a welcome email that says, well, next week you're going to have training. You need to, use a full HD screen in case some products are sensitive, and bring your mouse and schedule some work off time. It's going to take you 40 hours to complete. They need to know in advance, right? Then you create a sequence with the exercise. This is what we did so far. You establish a support process, which was pretty simple, but believe me, the simplicity goes a long way. And you might notice that it says in support, it's like, take a full screenshot of the problem, because I want to see where the student is, not just the problem itself, not the error message, but in what window, in what step. I want to be able to jump right into it rather than asking more questions about it. So I want them to take a full screenshot for the support process itself, and then they'll send it to some PDL that works on it during trainings, right? And then I added a certification criteria, which should be convenient for the student, not overburden them, but still make them work for it. And also make it convenient for me, because I get to keep a record of all of the emails that were sent to me. And then the sanity check, let's perform one last sanity check. So when the students are arriving for the first time, after I sent them emails 1 week before telling them, well, this is going to be hosted in this URL, the documentation is here, you will get a full environment for yourself. They can come here and they see this welcome and they say, please make sure perform all the lab steps before starting the exercises. And then it's going to be watch this 5-minute introduction video, which we're going to recap everything that's going on here. Then they will read this lab setup and certification. This is the very first tab that we ask them to read completely and do everything. So they connect to an environment, they set up the environment, they power on their machines. The first time users will have to learn some new skills over here very fast, how to connect and how to transfer files on the inside. Then they're going to perform one corrective task that is might be not necessary. You see, fix the issues with the environment. Let me see, maybe I don't need this. Uncordon. Okay, so I included this step over here. So you see, sanity check says that this is not necessary anymore. I can reduce steps. Okay. So I'll preview the page once more, always important to refresh after every change. Then rules of success, please perform the exercises sequentially. When you have an expected result, please go 2 pages back and 1 page forward. Why do I ask that? So students would be able to self-remediate, right? And very, very important piece for them is to know that most issues are going to be solved by reading the documentation. The exercises are super precise. They were tested on 90 students before they reached to me. So everything was ironed out, and this is exactly what I'm going to do for them during the support. There's going to be support requests, of course. What to do when you need help? Take a full screenshot of the problem, send them to some email, and then certification criteria, please send screenshots in one email to Alexei email at the end of the week. And then you need to send 4 out of 6 possible screenshots. I'm going to specify what screenshots are those later on. And then certificates will be issued within 2 weeks. When they go to exercises, they will watch your first video, perform 7 exercises. Data consumption theory, very cool theory. And then before we start the reporting exercises, another theoretical piece. So it's going to be 3 hours overall. Now, custom BVD dashboards and everything else related to the previous thing. And then I have this video that is unannounced. Unannounced, it means that I'll go here and I'm going to say, bring your own BI presentation. Okay, and it's going to be the bring your own BI. And then it's going to be performance dashboard presentation, performance dashboard exercise, AEC theory, and the AEC scenario. And we are going to end with one additional exercise. They will be able to watch all of those internal machines in their segregated environments. They're going to be able to download all of the presentations, and they're going to be able to learn about troubleshooting when the time comes, but it's not going to be mandatory for this training, although those are very successful trainings. So I'm going to tell them that. So this marks the end of this development. We are ready. There are some small details to iron out, but the whole structure is ready. I'm confident that I can deliver the training, and I'm confident with reaching out to students next week and telling them, well, we're going to have some fun, and this is where you're going to learn everything, send them this URL, and it's going to be ready. So to recap, this is where training transformation from instructor-led to self-paced happens. And as you see, the content did not change. The structure of the content did change. We put some securities in place so people would get less stuck, and they will be able to help themselves when the time comes. But still, we are providing them with a way to support them and with a way to get certified, which is the main reason they are there. So I hope you like this video. If you want more of this, you know what to do. I will see you in the next one.